Hey everyone, welcome to episode 41 of Sunday Night Live, coming to you live from the JPVideos studio. And I've got another great episode for you tonight. Glad to have everyone here, glad to see you back. And if you're here for the first time, I encourage you to sit back, relax, and enjoy the show. But welcome everyone, glad to see so many familiar faces. You might have heard a little bit of behind the scenes things. I was getting the video ready for our Going Back in Time segment, which I forgot to get ready earlier. And forgot that the volume was not muted. So if you did hear that, that was a little bit of a error on my part, but you guys will be seeing that later on. So for tonight's episode, we're going to do things a little bit different. As you know, last week was my mail call. Last week was a full episode, as I like to call it. And I do mail call every other week. Well, next week, I'm pretty certain I'm not going to be able to do Sunday Night Live next Sunday. So I do have a mail call for tonight. It's a very small one. I actually only have one item to open, and I have a few things to show you that were sent to me privately. So we're going to do that tonight to get them out of the way, and then once we do regain back with our Sunday Night Live show in the future, we will pick up with a full episode with mail calls. So I'm not even going to run the mail call queue. I just want to show you a couple quick things here that were sent to me from Lisa Anderson, and then I do have one envelope to open, which is from Barb out of Florida. So I just want to get that out of the way, show you what I received, and then we'll continue on with the rest of tonight with our question of the week and Going Back in Time. And I do have a short video to share with you also from our Halloween Part 2 drive stream. Check out the amazing Halloween houses. You guys may or may not remember I went to Ridge Ave, and all the animatronics and props were all covered up with plastic, and I said I would return, which I did on Halloween night, and did film just a short clip of what it looked like under normal operating conditions. So we're going to share that with you tonight as well. And tonight's Going Back in Time video is an abandoned video. It's a short one as well. It's one of the videos when I wasn't really talking on camera. So between both videos, it'll be under 20 minutes, and we'll be able to kind of chit chat and discuss a few things. But yeah, let's get to our short version of mail call tonight. So for the first item here, those of you who do know, based on the items here, that I do love A Christmas Story, and this is something that is brand new. I've never seen before. It's actually Christmas Story leg lamp flashing LED Christmas necklace. Let me see if I can turn it on here. Yeah, you might be able to see that. Let me kill the lights here. Yeah, so they are flashing little Christmas lights. They do different patterns, I guess, but they are little leg lamps, which is really cool. So, without a doubt, we'll be wearing these at some point in the future. If I could get them to shut off. There we go. Continuing on with the leg lamp theme here, do have Christmas Story leg lamp Christmas light set. I actually have these already. I don't think Lisa realized it. Not the same exact ones. The ones I have are all the gold shape lampshade, and it has little tassels on them. Mine has little tassels. These are all hard plastic, different colors, but never hurts to have more Christmas Story items. And these are, very fun, very festive. They definitely get people's attention when you have them up. And we'll find a place for these for Christmas time somewhere in the house. But I do have ones. I think I bought them from FYE a few years ago, and they're actually up over Lily's playroom here, or her old playroom. Those ones have tassels, these ones don't, but multicolor ones, these ones are pretty cool though. Looking forward to having them set up, and probably share it with you guys in a Christmas time video to show you how they look and where they are. And the final item is another Christmas Story item. This one is definitely my favorite. Now, those of you who've been watching me for any amount of time do know I love anything related to trains. I've discussed how I do have my own personal train display, which I am in the process of assembling very soon. And this is going to fit in that display module. What the heck am I talking about? Display layout. This is actually an O scale, which is Lionel 3 rail. A Christmas Story boxcar. I'm not sure how well it's going to show up here. But that is so neat. Now, if they actually ever made a Christmas Story train, I would probably buy it. I do know they have the Polar Express and other stuff, but to have a Christmas Story freight car, rolling stock car, more specifically a box car, is just as good. I didn't know they even made these items, or else I probably would have bought one for myself, but that is really neat. You can see it's got the old man on there. It's got the lamp. It says fragile. So that is a really cool piece. And I'm sure I'll put it on the train display. I have a circus train for the O scale, but I'm sure we could intermingle this somewhere, or at least display it maybe on a side track next to like a candy store or something. We'll figure it out. But in the future, very near future, you will see this somewhere, either operating or on display on my train layout. So Lisa Anderson, thank you. I did thank her personally. She did send these items to me early because I guess she was able to have it sent to my house. She did reach out to me for my home address, and I did share it with her. I typically don't do that, but for special occasions, certain individuals, I will share that information because she has sent me lobster tails in the past, and stuff like that can't be sent to the P.O. box. So she decided to send it to me without me even knowing about it. And I opened it thinking it was products that I ordered, and ended up being this cool stuff here. So that's the only reason I didn't open it live on Sunday Night Live, because it didn't come to my P.O. box. I didn't know what it was until I opened it by accident, kind of. And Lisa's like, yeah, I did send them out. Hope you enjoy them. And I definitely do. So thank you for that. And I believe there's more items coming too, which I will share in a future episode of Sunday Night Live. But these three things, though, all Christmas Story related, I definitely love them. And for the final item here, we do have a card from Dana and Barb. Brown envelope this time, but it does have the blue pickup truck stamped on the back. So always have to be either blue or vehicle somewhere with something that she sends. This one's sealed up like Fort Knox here. Jeez. I guess see some birthday wishes out there. Not sure whose birthday it is, but happy birthday to you. There we go. Okay. Says, you deserve cookie. It's got a big chocolate chip cookie, my favorite, of course. Inside, as she always does, she attaches a very generous monetary donation. And it says, okay, maybe two cookies. Congrats. 150,000 subs. Wow. Nice Halloween gift. Cookies would be more fun than waxing and not as painful. I do agree, but a little pain never hurts. Figuratively. Thank you for making 2020 less painful. Always something fun to look forward to, from Dana and Barb. Well, Dana and Barb, I don't mind going through a little bit of pain, or a lot of pain, or being goofy, or making people smile. It's just my way of doing something out of the box. I actually had a lot of people question me, why are you waxing your legs? Why would you do that to yourself? I'm not doing it to prove anything. I'm doing it to entertain you guys. And it's something I've never done before. And I heard it's painful, and I figured, why not? I actually have a pretty high threshold of pain. And those of you who know me personally could vouch for that. So that will be coming up probably later this month, closer to Thanksgiving time. We will be waxing the legs, so stay tuned for that. But thank you, Barb and Dana, for the cookie card. I didn't realize there's so many birthdays. Wow. Well, I hope the people enjoy their birthday wishes. It's definitely a place to share it when you have 170 some people watching. All right, so we're going to cut to our next segment here. Question of the week. Okay, I don't have time to read everyone's comments right now, but if just to cover it, happy birthday to you in advance, or happy belated birthday. I will catch the replay for the birthday dates. So tonight's question of the week is going to be in theming with the title of tonight's episode, Turkey is in the Air. The reason I put that is because obviously we are in the month of Thanksgiving here. That is the next holiday coming up. And simple question for you guys. It may be different from the norm just because of the circumstances that we're surrounded by. But for Thanksgiving, what are your plans? Are you planning on doing something small, low-key, just to yourself? Are you going to be inviting friends or family over? Are you going to be going over friends or family houses? What are your plans for Thanksgiving? For us, we are going over Jill's mother's house. We typically go to her aunt's house, and last year we were actually down in, I think we were down in Florida last year, right? Or no. We were down in Tennessee last year for Thanksgiving, so we weren't home or around to visit anyone last year. We were down in Tennessee, but for this year we're going over her mother's house for Thanksgiving. So curious to see what your guys' plans are. Are you doing anything different? Are you making any adjustments due to the Mr. Corona thing, or are you going to carry on business as usual? Catering. I'm coming over for catering. That sounds good. Going to Jersey. Christopher doesn't know what he's doing for Thanksgiving. Hopefully he finds something, even if it's just enjoying the day to yourself. Watch some movies or YouTube. Enjoy a nice dinner. Hope you're feeling better too, Kelly. Small gathering. No plans. In-laws. Sadly, just another day. Unfortunately, it is that way for a lot of people. I do feel for you. Not everyone has someone to visit or to invite over. That's why last year we did do our New Year's Eve stream for those of you who don't have anything to do to spend the New Year's Eve with us, ring in the New Year together. But we won't be doing that for Thanksgiving. It'll just be a small family get-together. Putting up our tree. Ours will be going up the weekend after Thanksgiving. Should have put the lights up today. Today was a gorgeous day. The last few days have been gorgeous. But spent the last couple of days doing yard work. But did get some time on the bike too, which was nice. But we'll talk a little bit more about that later. Napping. Theodore's got it. He's got it planned out. He's going to nap. Frequent cat naps. 3 of us for the last 5 years. That's nothing wrong with that. It's almost like a tradition then, so obviously it's working. Watching the Buccaneers. It's one thing I don't do, our family does not do. I never like sports, never followed sports. We don't watch sports, so sports will never be on in our household here. We don't have cable, so it won't be on cable. We won't be streaming it. And I don't care who's winning. I don't care who loses. Just does not interest me. But if you are supporting your favorite team, I hope they win for you. Tabby Cat just woke up from her cat nap. Hopefully it was a good one. Yeah, that's a good question, Carol. I'm not sure if there's any parades. I do know, was it the Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade? Not sure if they have one. You like the Dollar Tree Christmas shopping video, brought back some childhood memories. Well, I'm glad to make that for you. The only sports I like is competitive eating. If that's even a sport. You know what's great background noise? No sports. Love to watch the parade. I have to work on the night before, so I have to have a late dinner, and afterwards I'll watch JPVideos and relax. Thanks, Dan. They're canceling the parade. Oh, unfortunate. I know they canceled the St. Patrick's Day parade locally here this year, so. And actually, I think they already canceled the Christmas parade now that I think of it. Scranton's Christmas parade, no go this year. Yeah, it seems like nearly everything's being canceled. It's just, like everyone else, just can't wait for this year to be over. But the way things are going, this is probably going to spill over into next year. So who knows what's going to happen. It's funny you mentioned that. We were watching Christmas Vacation tonight and actually fell asleep during it. Took a little cat nap myself. Woke up with Cousin Eddie kicking Clark's boss in the rear end in the driveway. Ready to do some kissing? So glad to see that most people do have something planned, whether it's a small get-together or family tradition to visit friends or family. But even if you're doing your own thing, I hope you enjoy it. Make the best of it. If you're by yourself, enjoy your alone time. Sometimes it's perfectly fine and necessary to have time to yourself, so nothing wrong with that. What's your favorite Thanksgiving food? It's hard for me to ever pick a favorite. My favorite combination, I could tell you, is mashed potatoes and corn. Those two go together like peanut butter and jelly. I do like turkey, but only if there's gravy on it. Otherwise, I find it too dry. And I like stuffing, as long as the stuffing is not soggy, overly moist. But I don't do like, apple pie. I don't do, what's the other stuff? Anything that's other than what I said, basically I don't eat. So I can't think right now. What kind of pie? I would probably make an exception for blueberry pie. I'm not a fan of cherries. Chocolate cream pie, obviously, is a fan favorite for me. Yogurt pie, which is not traditionally served at Thanksgiving, but it's a pie I do like. Homemade stuffing, yeah. That's if they know how to make it right, then it's good. Pumpkin pie, no way. Nothing with pumpkin. No cranberries. So, no sweet potatoes, just regular potatoes. Cheesecake, yes, I do like cheesecake. I can't even look at pumpkin pie. If someone was to serve me pumpkin pie with whipped cream, I'd be giving them the plate back with just the pie. I would eat the whipped cream. I like apple juice. I don't eat apples. I don't like apples. I like apple juice and, what's that crisp apple beer? Angry Orchard. I do like that. Favorite kind of pie is cherry and French silk. French silk sounds good. No cherries for me. Yeah, we don't really have mac and cheese on Thanksgiving. I mean, it's whatever they make, but the food's always good. I know that. I don't go home hungry, so I usually have dinner and then dinner part two. After the wave sets in and it kind of simmers down, then I have room for more. Okay, well, before we get carried away and make this whole stream about food, let's get on to going back in time. Before I do that, let me switch screens here, which I don't know why I'm saying that out loud, but and then we'll get the screen switch for you guys and watch this together. So let's roll that cue card. Gotta get back in time. Alrighty, so I can make myself miniature size, bite size. Why is Firefox not showing up? Okay, technical difficulties here. All right, give me 1 second. Something's not working correctly here. This is strange. Okay, I think we got it. Let me make that a bit bigger. And now I need to bring myself above that. This is like all new for me. I don't know what happened. There we go. Okay, I think we're good to go here. So this is the abandoned taxi company. Where's my other page at? Man, I don't know what happened here. Something all got screwed up. Abandoned taxi company, see what they left behind. This was filmed almost 4 years ago. Came out March 2017. This is a shorter video. It's only 8 minutes and 33 seconds. It's one of my earlier videos where I didn't do hardly any talking, and I do share information such as the subtitles on the screen about the history of this place. And of course I'll pause it, add those subtitles, and share any additional commentary. And I remember correctly, I think Jill's actually in this video too. You will see a couple glimpses of her, but this was a pretty cool spot. Stumbled upon it randomly and was able to document it for you guys. So let's roll the video. So yes, the music is very catchy. I like the music. Founded in 1860, this company closed its doors in 2013. So we're here just over 3 years after it closed, after operating for over 150 years. As you see in the upper right corner, the old black and white photo, Poston Taxi. Now, as you can see from the outside, it looks like it's pretty sealed up, right? Well, upon driving around the footage that we just showed you, right here where I'm pointing, there's a little, kind of like a little shack here with this window. Well, the door right there is open door policy, which leads you into the main part of the building. There's also a hole in the fence too that we crawled through. We did not scale any fences. And also the property was not posted. So we did find our way in easily. And being in broad daylight and in the middle of town, no one seemed to really mind or even pay attention to what we were doing. 2013. So we got a 2013 calendar confirming the date when it went out of business. It says the owner cited it was due to a change in the economy and having more options such as Uber available to customers. Of course, Uber came out not too far before this, but Uber did affect many taxi companies, and this one definitely got hit hard. I know it's not the best camera work either. It's a little shaky. I do apologize. But this appeared to be like almost like a dispatcher's office. They had a desk here, they had a calendar, they had a dry erase board for cars and names, stuff like that. So it appears that they were kind of like a dispatcher, keeping in touch with the drivers to alert them of any schedules or pickups or drop-offs or anything like that. Employees and customers didn't agree with that and felt there had been another reason for closing. So when they did close abruptly, the locals, people who depended on the taxi company or their services, had a hard time taking that answer about competition forcing them to close as being legit. They thought there was other reasons. candy? Huh? Hello? This is where things became very bizarre. Not knowing what we were going to find when we walked inside, we got into the main portion, which is market warehouse, and you're going to see a lot of items left behind, particularly automobiles, vehicle maintenance, lifts, auto lifts, forklifts, a lot of stuff left behind. And it almost reminds me of like a chop shop if you want to envision that. The company was originally owned by M.B. Poston and Harry Poston, later by Harry and Hermione, sorry if I mispronounced that, Lieberman, since 1960 by members of the William Cook family. So it did change names throughout the years, but they did keep it as Poston Taxi. Mr. Lieberman took a step ahead of his competitors in 1947 when he became the first area cab company to install two-way radios. Definitely a game changer. Doors blowing in the wind. Mr. Cook relocated the business several times, finally settling on this location, which is an ideal location. It's in the heart of the town. Not the most desirable area, but the amount of square footage that he has here is pretty impressive. And as we're kind of showing now, we're coming into what we saw on the outside of the building, all those bay doors. These were mechanic bays, and there's even some lifts still here. So we get into a further portion of the building, and you can see the amount of vehicles here already, a lot of minivans. The company had about 40 employees and operated a fleet of 15 vehicles, which included Crown Victorias and Dodge Caravans. Now, those numbers that were reported were the numbers that when it was in the last years of operation. Obviously, in earlier days during peak times, they had more employees, many more cars, but they kind of consolidated things down to just enough to keep operating to save on cost. September 2011, the taxi company was the first in the area to accept credit card payments in addition to cash fare. So not only were the first company to have two-way radios, CB radios, first ones to offer credit card machines. So they kind of, made the footprint in the taxi company world for being the leaders for new innovations. You can see why I said it reminds me of a chop shop. The vehicles just left there in different parts of disrepair. building and the contents inside have been sitting abandoned for over 3 years now, with its future being unknown. I actually did a follow-up video here too, a year or two later, with some other people, which we may watch in the future, but not a whole lot has changed, just more vandalism, more destruction. Just on looking here, you can see it's fairly stripped. Got the meter up here on the dash. They took the door panel, speakers, windows are smashed. So whether it was people coming in stealing for their own vehicles, people coming in to strip parts to sell, or if it was the owners taking what they could to salvage, really don't know. It's probably a combination of all three. Of course, I got some tasteless graffiti. I'll go back by where I saw those tools back there. Just want to film that thing to go. Let me get this as like a thumbnail. Now, obviously a big difference from modern videos of mine. I'm not really doing any talking except the minimal talking you heard me there, either talking to myself, saying I'm going to get this as a thumbnail, or talking to Jill. In my earlier explorations, I was just not comfortable on camera. And watching this now, I'm actually not even really happy sharing this video. The camera work, to me, is not up to par. It's very shaky, very all over the place. I didn't even focus on things long enough for people to look at them. So if I was to do this again, I would change a lot of things on this, but it just shows how I've grown as a content creator since almost 4 years ago. I've come a long way, verbally, even though I still have my issues, but camera-wise, I think I've improved tenfold. And even though I'm not proud of this work, it at least shows you kind of where I came from. Here we get to the Mechanics Bay area. There's another lift. Even some toolboxes still here. Got a copy machine there. Oh, for a second I thought that was a toy right here. It's an elephant. Looks like it's maybe stone or concrete. But for a second I thought I missed a toy. Okay, so that was my very first look at the abandoned taxi company. Now, this video showing up here on the end card is my revisit with special guests. I actually went with some people who came up from out of state and a local, Journey with Jay. He had joined us as well. Did do a revisit. If you guys want to see that in the future, I will share it. I'm not going to play it tonight, but based on what you see, though, almost based on what's left, you could probably make a working car out of everything there, just putting different pieces and parts together. But that was a really surprising find. Upon entering that building, I didn't know what to expect. Didn't even know it was a taxi company until I got in there, did the research, and was able to share it for all you guys. Definitely a different feel to the video, being so quiet without me talking or doing a photo montage, anything like that. But again, nearly 4 years ago, things were much different as far as how I was producing videos. So if you give me a second here, I'm going to get things reoriented on my screen, because I do have another video to show you, so give me one moment here. Okay. Okay, so the next one is the video from Halloween night, where I filmed a quick clip showing the Ridge Street houses, I'm sorry, Ridge Ave houses with their decorations. So I'm going to play that for you now. I think so.
Oh, yeah.
So I started off at the one house at the end of it there, and it was a nice night for Halloween. Everything though was lit up, working. Didn't do any talking. This is just me walking by, showing the animatronics, the special effects they had. Lily did do some trick-or-treating at these houses as well. They gave out full-size candy bars, which was nice. But it looked really cool though, and was glad to see everything was up and working.
Halloween is so frightening. I can't bear to watch scary things. I'm such a sensitive soul. Perhaps you will come closer and...
Now, if you pay attention to any of my Halloween videos or other videos this year from other people, a lot of these animatronics are new for 2020. Right here was the Peekaboo Clown. Right in the middle is this Jack-in-the-Box. He came from Home Depot. And you'll see many others too that came from either Home Depot, Lowe's, Spirit Halloween, or other places. But a lot of stuff is brand new for this year. They buy animatronics and display them in their yard.
Keep away, no boogeyman.
Little dude, come on. I won't hurt you much.
This biker guy is cool.
It's lonely out on the road, but not so lonely as where I'm taking you. Say goodbye, up on the back. It's time to go.
So, looking at the front porch here, I know it's hard to see, but if you follow the steps up, there's a little girl on the ground. There's a butcher guy standing in the middle. Well, right to the right is Rusty, sitting there with the burlap mask and the chainsaw. So he is on the porch. He's not operating. I'm not sure if that one's broken or not, but they did have him on the porch, which is cool to see. Beware, no trespassing. That was Spirit Halloween 2020. Like the blue glowing eyes. All right, and that was it. So I'm glad I got to go back and share it with you guys because it was definitely something that was worth seeing in full operation. They did a fantastic job there. Let me get myself back to full size. There we go. So yeah, glad I got to film it with you, share it with you, and now we know what the house looks like. Hopefully next year we will be able to see it in operation the night that we go, and hopefully have some new houses to check out as well. Sandra, very well possible. I mean, they either work at Spirit Halloween, know someone that does, or got an incredible group discount. I don't know, but they have well over a dozen Spirit Halloween animatronics. Yeah, so much better lit up because someone did say to go back during the daytime to see it, which I could have, but none of the effects would have been working. So Halloween night, thankfully the weather cooperated. What happened with Rusty? Rusty is still here. I will be sharing a photo very soon, as is something I have planned for him for next year, but he's just kind of sitting around the house, you know. I'm not going to lie, he has spooked all of us a few times because we have him, for a while we had him on the chair down in the basement, then I had him in the garage on my cooler, I had him in my back car, as you guys saw for our video, and kind of being forgetful that he's there, we'll walk into the garage or open the door of the car and be like, oh geez. So he's doing good as a static prop, I could say that. Yeah, that's definitely more than a stimulus check worth, I'll tell you that. So they spent a lot of money, but it paid off. It works good. Looks good too. I don't know what's going on with the stream tonight, unless it's just me, but it seems like many people are behind on the stream. So make sure your red line's all the way to the right. Make sure it shows live, because I'm getting a lot of responses from several minutes ago. So tonight just seems like an off night for some reason. Things are just not flowing as they should, and then with my video thing getting messed up, that was kind of odd too. I don't know, something strange going on. But tonight's episode, for the most part, is complete as far as our segments goes. As I mentioned, it's going to be a short episode. As far as mail call, we just breezed through just a few items, did our question of the week about Thanksgiving, and did our going back in time. Wanted to keep things kind of shorter, more streamlined tonight, just because sometimes I do get carried away, but I am still going to stay on a bit longer, so we'll chat about whatever. I don't have really anything important to share with you guys other than just some general information about upcoming schedules, stuff like that, which you guys already know is kind of back to normal for the most part. Monday, Wednesday, Friday uploads. Christopher's turning 27 on the 27th. Discouraged from promoting Halloween this year. Well, it's already over, so you don't have to worry about it now. I have been to Western PA, not exactly Pittsburgh, but I've been out to Altoona, Johnstown area. What happened with the ATV? I guess it's good as mine, Brooklyn. I haven't been back there. RJ's supposed to do a follow-up to see if the item is still there or not, still in the woods, but we did our part to notify the people who maintain the trail there, and whether they notify the police or pull it out themselves or whatever they did was up to them. You know, we didn't want to go off speculation and say 100% confirmed, yes, it's stolen. Yes, it was just abandoned here. We did search for a VIN number, which we couldn't find. People said you could have driven it out. You know, honestly, you couldn't. There's only 2 good tires on it. Unless you go back there with some equipment, such as tubes, air compressor, jack, stuff like that. It'd be a lot of work to get it out, even if it was like a salvage title or something like that, whatever it is. But if RJ does see it still there, at that point, we may try to contact authorities to see what the story is with it. But we felt that it was better than nothing to at least notify the people, the individual who works for the rail trail system, to be aware of it back there. So we'll keep you updated once we do find out, confirm or deny if it's still there. But we did leave it there. We did not take it. I mean, my gut instinct is it's stolen, though. But it could have been stolen last year, and maybe the kids have been, hiding it for months now, and maybe the individual just doesn't even want it back. Who knows? Your mind can get carried away with different stories and thoughts, but without hard evidence or facts, you don't want to speculate. But just based on it being spray painted and not finding a VIN number, pretty safe to say it's stolen. Flatbed trailer, yes, but it's several hundred yards from any drivable road. You'd have to get permission from the people who maintain the rail trail to get a vehicle back there. Otherwise, you'd be breaking some laws just trying to recover it. It'd be a lot more work than people realize to get it out of there. RJ can even confirm it can't be driven out of there unless you drive it on flat tires. You got to cut some trees. You got to get it out of a ditch. And to get a vehicle back there would require a lot of asking of permission. So it was just a great find, though. Totally unexpected. And if we didn't go back there, the video just would have been the building itself, which as a whole wasn't bad. But finding that in the woods, though, definitely, kind of shifted the gears and made things really interesting and made me sound like a little kid on Christmas. Would you keep a backpack you found on a location or call it in? Well, just like I don't take items from abandoned places, I wouldn't take something I just found. So you guys have seen some of the items that I've come across in abandoned places. A lot of them are worth money. I don't take anything. If it's not mine, there's no reason for me to take it. And for me to call it in, I don't know. If there's a reason to, like, if there's something dangerous inside, yeah. If there's like drugs or weapons or something inside, yes, I'd absolutely call it in. But just to find a random book bag or something laying in the woods, though, you don't know the story around it. Maybe you don't even want to touch it. So, but anyone who's been watching me any amount of time, the amount of items I come across, whether they're valuable or not, stay where they are. If someone else takes them, that's up to them. Yeah, I did find a fanny pack of baby spiders. Well, let's ask you guys, since you brought up a question there, whether it's hard to put it into perspective, but if you guys, we'll go with Sandra's question. If you guys found a backpack in the woods, say it had like some items in it that were of value, maybe like a laptop or a tablet or a smartphone or jewelry or something, what would you do? Would you take the backpack? Would you call it in? Would you just leave it there? There's no right or wrong answer. Everyone has a different response to it, but when you're going on a road trip again on your motor, really like the views. On the motorcycle, you mean? Well, won't be until next year, probably. So what if it was just a backpack with some clothes in it, nothing of value? Say it was just a backpack that someone left there from when they were camping or dropped it. Say there was nothing valuable in it. Would you still call it in? Would you take it? Would you leave it there? Say there was just money in it, Say there was like a stack of bills, Depends on, what your mindset is and what you're brought up to believe is the moral thing to do. But comparing a backpack to all-terrain vehicle or a John Deere Gator is kind of hard to compare them. For us to take that John Deere Gator, obviously we wouldn't take it without notifying someone. You would draw a lot of attention trying to drag that out of there. So obviously you have to get the proper permission from police to make sure it's not reported stolen, to make sure that it's not wanted back by the owner, and also get permission from the people who maintain the rail trail. So something like that you can't just open up and take unless you were to steal it, because a lot of people commented too, I would have taken that. I would have dragged it out of there. But then you're guilty of stealing an item that's not yours. So as tempting as it is to just take it because it's left there in the woods, doesn't necessarily mean it's the right thing to do. And I'm not trying to say I'm the perfect individual. Everyone's guilty of mistakes and things they probably shouldn't have done in their life. But I would never try to take something like that of value, of importance, without the proper permission, especially given that it's in an area that you can't get a vehicle to. So a backpack, I've come across things. I mean, in that building alone that we just found that John Deere Gator at, there was a suitcase in there. There was a duffel bag in there. They appear to be empty, but am I going to call and report them for being in there? No, they're just laying around. It's just rubbish at this point. If they're filled with electronics, yeah, definitely would be called in. If it's filled with jewelry, drugs, something that could be either dangerous or of high value, yes, I'd call it in. If it's a duffel bag full of clothes, I'd leave it be. But with the amount of places I've been to, the amount of houses I've filmed, the amount of resorts I've filmed that have high value items, I've never once taken anything trying to, flip it, trying to get some money out of it. I'm just fortunate enough to be able to share them with you guys, but there are definitely people out there, though, who feel it's their right or their privilege to take whatever they find, finders keepers. I wasn't raised that way, so. Like I said, everyone has different thoughts on things. Please don't get upset with someone or try to condone them or attack them if we're disagreeing with them. There's no right or wrong answer. Everyone was raised differently. Everyone has different thoughts on things. But I just thought it'd be a fun question since she asked it to me. But changing topics, has anyone done any decorating for Christmas yet? I've seen quite a few houses on Facebook and locally of people putting up their lights with the beautiful weather we've had. Anyone put up their lights yet for Christmas? And if so, when do you plan on turning them on? No, I hope I never come across a body. That would be something I would never be able to get the image out of my mind. So I hope I never do. Halloween's still up. We took our Halloween stuff down. Spent a good portion of the weekend clearing up leaves in the yard, cutting grass, raking, blowing. A lot of work I haven't done in a long time. I was actually pretty sore, pretty wiped out after doing that. On top of that, I didn't sleep too good last night. Was up kind of early. And like I said, I caught like a cat nap tonight during Christmas vacation. So this weekend's been busy. I did get on the bike a couple times, which was nice, just for some short rides. It was beautiful weather. But yeah, our lights will go up this month, but they don't get turned on until the weekend or the Friday after Thanksgiving. That's when we start having everything, in Christmas mode. We do the inside, decently. We don't go all out. We don't go all out for any holiday, but we do have stuff to make it look nice. We have a color changing tree with remote, which is nice. We bought that brand new last year, so we're able to change the colors of the lights and make it do different patterns with the remote control, which is pretty nice. But the big project is putting up my train display this year. I actually pulled everything out of the back room yesterday. It's all laying. If you guys remember my basement where I have the train backdrop, where we used to do our Child Time episodes on the couch with the train backdrop on the wall, well, everything's laying in a pile right there now. It's going to go right against that wall. So with the help of RJ and maybe one or two other people, I'm going to get that assembled later on this month and get some of the new train equipment running on it. May even expand the layout a little bit this year. I have some plywood laying around. Right now it's a 4x8 layout. We're going to put some legs on it to bring it up. And I may add on another 4-foot section off to the side to make it like an L shape. So it might get bigger this year, depending on how everything kind of comes together. Hey Jack, and welcome everyone tuning in. Sorry if I missed your comments. And those of you tuning in too, I did announce that next Sunday most likely will not be a Sunday Night Live. I do have other matters at hand. Not to say I won't be live at all that day or that evening, but it definitely won't be a Sunday Night Live episode. So we'll pick up with that. Let's pull up the schedule here really quick. So next Sunday the 15th will not be live on Sunday Night Live. We will be back on the 22nd. And there we will pick back up again with Mail Call, like a full episode. So just a little brief break in the action, then we'll be back. There can never be too many lights. And those of you who like the lights, as I mentioned before, we do driving streams, checking out the Christmas lights. And one house in particular gets its very own dedicated stream called the Peckville Christmas House. I've done recorded videos there. I've done live streams there. The place is like the Clark Griswold of Pennsylvania. It's amazing. They have over 1 million lights. It takes up a couple of different properties. They have a walking path going through it. And they do something different for it every year. It gets bigger every year. More amazing. It's been on the Great Christmas Light Fight TV show. So I'm always looking forward to doing that. And the owner, who I have been in touch with, said to let me know when he's coming. He'll turn off the music. That way I don't get hit with any copyright stuff. Because normally they have music playing throughout the property just to kind of add it special effects. Real trees make the house smell so good. We had a real tree once. I think I was probably a teenager back when we had a real tree last time. I remember all the needles on the ground. It does smell good, but I'd just rather buy those little pine sticks that you could put around and make it smell piney. Didn't put up the tree until like a day or two before. It's one thing, I mean, everyone has their own traditions and thoughts on it. I just never understood why people put up a tree a day or two before Christmas and then, take it right down. I think the whole month it deserves to be celebrated, Yep, Kristen and I will be there for Joy Through the Grove. Traditionally artificial, we had real once or twice, but not worth the mess. I like the tree we have now. It's pre-lit. I forget how many lights are on it, a couple hundred lights. And like I said, it has remote control. We could change the colors on it. I don't always have a life, only sometimes. Aside from doing YouTube, it's my social life, my personal life is not too exciting. YouTube keeps me going. Who's going here? Ricardo, having a good night, 4 a.m. local time. Thanks for staying up, but have a good night. The archery, like I said, goes up Thanksgiving weekend. It will stay up until New Year's, probably the weekend after New Year's, whenever that falls on. Probably not, Christopher. Like I said, it's not worth the mess. The tree we bought last year was kind of expensive, and we really like it, so we actually don't have a need for a real tree. The cats absolutely love the tree. We had it up, this would be our second Christmas with the cats. They just lay under it on the Christmas tree skirt. They absolutely love the tree, and they don't get into it. I actually have a tree up now down here. It was my parents' tree, and we have it just up because we took it out of their closet to make some room. And aside from playing with like some ribbon that's on the tree, they don't try to climb it. They don't try to get up inside of it. They just love laying underneath it and kind of looking up at it. So we're fortunate that they don't try to topple it over. Now, my big concern is obviously the train display, because the train display is a lot of little pieces, little houses, villages, people, cars, fake snow, trains, moving trains. So without a doubt, I'm going to have some issues with them. I don't think they'll bother it too much when it's just there. But I think if I do play with the trains, I may have to have the cats upstairs, because without a doubt, especially Jinxie, he'll try to jump on it. Maybe knock the train off the tracks, derailment, or do something that's going to cause some headaches. So I'll see what happens as it comes, but I'm pretty certain they're going to have to be upstairs when I am playing with the trains. So for those of you who are watching now, if you want to take the time, if you're a content creator, write a few sentences out, tell people what your channel's about. If you have any special announcements, premieres, live streams, anything special coming up, any achievements you've reached recently, feel free to share it with everyone. Let people know what you're about. A lot of people do know who the mods are about, but if you're someone who watches, who doesn't typically make a lot of videos, but you still enjoy doing it, you may find yourself a few new subscribers. So feel free to leave a few sentences out here. Tell people why they should head over to your channel. Christopher bought more stickers. Thank you, Christopher. I have 3 rail, which is O scale, Lionel. It's a circus train. I have a freight train HO scale. Planted 1,000 Christmas trees behind our house, but too hot for them. Geez, that's a lot of trees. I don't know how to say that. I mean, we kind of made it for when she reached a certain age that we told her that we kind of take over for Santa. So at this age, she knows that Santa doesn't come for her now. So we have our own special way we did it, that once she reached, I think it was 12 years old, that, you know, we kind of take over for Santa, because Santa focuses on the younger kids. Yeah, for those of you who are interested in a meetup event, Matt has one coming up. He did make a video on his channel. I think it's down not too far from the Harrisburg area. So this coming Saturday, if you want to meet up with Matt and a few others, he will be hosting that event. Just bought the bottle hoodie. I'm a JP in a bottle, baby. Rub me the right way, honey. That's funny. I wasn't sure if anyone was going to buy that, but when I did share that picture, a lot of people did like it. So thank you for picking that up. And those of you who are not aware, I will share it more in the future. We'll actually get the items to show in person how they look. But I did release a couple new products. I do have what I call the paranormal guys. It's what Alan and myself have called ourselves for our paranormal investigations. So we do have a variety of products in fluorescent green and white, where it says the paranormal guys. So they're available in t-shirts, hoodies, hats, men's and women's. Also have paranormal guy stickers and the bottle, myself in a bottle. Let me see if I can pull it up. It might be easier to show you guys. Give me 1 second here. And I hear the cat bowls outside making noise, which means it's probably raccoons out there. Okay, so yeah, here's my merchandise shop. The link is below every video description. So there's a show. This is the paranormal guys I was talking about. It's available hats, hoodies, different colors, different sizes. But I do have, let's see. Here's the bottle one. So this is myself. It's a picture from Nag Park. It's myself in a bottle, has JPVideos on it. So that's the one that Michaela bought. That's a new item available. And of course, stickers are available too. There's stickers here. So there is Paranormal Guy stickers. And the stickers are very affordable, $2.99. We got Let's Catch a Train stickers, Nature's Carpet, Chow Time with JP. I found a toy that's officially abandoned with the truck and the monkey. My JPVideos channel icon. We got the Come Along With Me Abandoned House sticker. And JPVideos in red and blue. But the website is listed below every video description. Very easy to find. It's on Spreadshirt. I do have a partnership with them, so they do create all the items, and I do run promotions every so often with percentage off. We just had a 20% off for 2 days, and coming up will be 15% off, and I believe free shipping as well coming up as well. So I will share the details for you to save a little bit of money. And RJ shared the link as well, so thank you for that. But all those purchases, I do receive a small percentage of the sales, which does go towards creating future content. So just wanted to put those out there in case you weren't aware. And coming up right around Thanksgiving time, I'm going to be doing a special release of the Twinkie Tree t-shirt and Sunday Night Live. So if you missed your opportunity the first time, they will be coming back for a 2-week release. So it'll be a good time to pick one up for yourself if you ever wanted one and be able to show your support for the channel. Found a dead porcupine. I have not found one of those yet, but found a lot of other dead animals, which is always unfortunate. Tabby has the Catch a Train t-shirt. Very comfy. Awesome. And in case you're wondering how those items do look in person or how they fit, as you can tell, a lot of viewers do buy the items, so you can ask them personally. I also do wear the items in my videos, so I do have to get the new ones. I don't have them yet. I do have to get them for myself, but all the other ones, you know, Nature's Carpet, Child Time with JPVideos, stuff like that, I do have and have worn them on my channel. But it's great material. They fit nice. They're comfortable. The hoodies are warm. I even have zip-up hoodies. I have baseball caps. I have knit caps. I have a little bit of everything, even drawstring, you know, little carry sacks, coffee mugs. So check out the website if you want to. If you want to wait for a discount to be coming up, just stay tuned to my Facebook page and my community tab. I will share the details for when those items are on sale. Sunday Night Live sweatshirt. Yes, they will be available t-shirts and sweatshirts for both Sunday Night Live and Twinkie Tree. That will be coming out for a 2-week run right around Thanksgiving time. Yeah, it will make a full announcement, but right around Thanksgiving, Julie. Yeah, Retro has been seen wearing some JPVideos merchandise in her videos. No QT stickers. That ship has sailed. I am trying to toss around the idea too of something for Christmas, a Christmas related item. I have a couple ideas in mind. I don't know if I'm going to pull the trigger on them. Don't know if anyone would want them. But it's one idea has me, my picture, kind of in a wreath in a Christmas setting. The other one is just like a Christmas tree saying Happy Holidays from JPVideos. So all the items that you do see, I do create myself. I am the sole ownership of those items. I do create them on the computer and send them over to Spreadshirt, who then creates the items for the sales. That's how it works. But depending on how it comes out, if I do think it's worthy of an item to be purchased, I may put it on an actual item to be purchased for Christmas time. May hold off. I don't know. I don't like to put things out that are kind of corny or generic, but I do know some people have been asking for some new stuff, which is why I share that with you. It's also animal handkerchiefs as well, cat and dog handkerchiefs with some different items. Twinkie Tree with lights. Yeah, RJ's got the one and only Troll Patrol shirt. Yeah, if you're buffering, just try refreshing if you have to. Hopefully it will correct itself. Got Spirit Halloween watching. Charlene, I've actually done many giveaways on my channel in the past. I've given away drones, cameras, other equipment, and I have announced it recently. I'm doing another giveaway for Christmas time. It's going to be coming up in December. I have 2 items I'm giving away. I'm not going to release what they are yet, but they are products that have been reviewed on my channel, so they are kind of tech related, more apted towards camera gear. So I have 2 items that could be potentially given a new home. And for the rules and everything, it's very simple to enter the contest. But believe it or not, with how simple it is, people still screw it up. And I am a stickler. You know, if you don't do it correct, you're not going to be entered. I will remove your entry. But all those details will be coming out for the beginning of December. The contest will run for 2 weeks. I always pick the winners live. That way there's no trickery, no favoritism. You guys will see who gets picked through a comment generator. And those people have 48 hours to reply. If they don't, I pick a new winner. So it's always a lot of fun. It's a great way to not only get some excitement with the viewers to show my appreciation. Often brings in new viewers as well. Word of mouth. Hey, this channel is giving away so-and-so. Come check it out. So it's a win-win. You know, I win by getting a larger following. You guys win by getting some free, you know, fairly priced products. So definitely stay tuned for that. Twinkie tree with lights. We'll see if I can do something like that. I do have the Twinkie tree design already. So if I can make it look somewhat festive with lights, maybe I'll try to throw it together. We'll see. Sunday Night Live t-shirt with Christmas trees on it. Yeah, I don't think I'll do that. Sunday Night Live, I just like to keep it like this, just simple. If I do something for Christmas, it'll just be a Christmas-themed shirt itself. Catherine loves the signs in the background. Thank you. Combination of a few of them are mine. Most of them are from viewers. So I did add the latest one right there, the Red Ryder tin sign next to Ralphie. So that's the latest addition. I'm trying to fill in every square inch. Can I add a hoodie as well to your giveaway? Not sure, Sandra, because, you know, if I get a hoodie, I do actually have to buy it myself to give it away. And I'd have to get the person's size, and it would take 1 to 2 weeks for it to come in. So as nice as I would like to do that, I don't think it'd be very feasible. I could probably throw in some stickers. That wouldn't be a problem. But for a hoodie, it would just delay everything. I mean, at the very least, you're getting a product that cost over $100. So, I mean, it's a win-win, whoever does end up winning. Oh, yeah. Thanks, Barb. And just a quick mention, too. I did share it on Facebook. I know not everyone's on Facebook, but my Facebook page is public to view. On there, though, I did make a post today. You guys know Blue Jay, which is my drone, my DJI Spark. I'm actually giving it away. I'm sorry. Wow. I'm actually selling it because I'm upgrading to a newer, better drone. So the Blue Jay is for sale. It is on Facebook right now. I do have it on my personal page as well. But I did make a posting for it today. The Blue Jay is the DJI Spark. I've bought it brand new when it came out. I've owned it. I've been the only owner ever since. Wow, I can't talk. It's never been crashed. It's the Fly More combo, so it comes with 3 batteries, the drone, the controller, extension legs, a 3-dock charging dock to charge all 3 batteries at once, and a case. And I'm asking $325 for it, which is a very fair price because when it came out, it was over $700. And to find them now, I don't think they even make them anymore. But the ones that you do find for sale are fairly priced, pretty high. So I'm asking $325. I'm a little bit flexible on that. If you do have interest in purchasing my Blue Jay drone, head on over to my Facebook page or reach out to me through email. I'm hoping to be able to give it to someone locally, but I will ship it for an additional cost, and I will accept payments through PayPal. But Blue Jay is going to be retired and go to a new owner, and I will have a new drone to debut for videos in the future. But yes, not giving it away. It's going to be sold to a new owner. Yeah, Retro, share the page. It is a public page. You don't need a Facebook account. Just go to the page, click on posts, and I did post it today. I did share pictures. And if you want to reach out to me through email, which is jpvideos81@gmail.com, I can answer any of your questions. Yes, it's a 1080p camera. It's a 2-axis motorized gimbal, gimbal camera on it. If you guys want information about the Spark as to what it's capable of, just do a Google search DJI Spark. It has tracking mode where you can highlight yourself on the screen. It'll follow you, like a follow mode. It does hand gestures. You can control it with your phone or the controller. There's a lot of features to it. It's actually a really good drone. And actually it has crash avoidance, which is what a lot of people look for. That way, if you fly too close to an item, it'll stop itself. So it's almost kind of dummy proof. I have crash avoidance turned off because I know how to fly. I've been flying for about 4 years now. But it's one of the few drones that come in at that price point that have crash avoidance. But, just Google it if you want more information, or reach out to me through email or Facebook. And hopefully someone could take ownership and enjoy it for themselves. Now, it's not that don't need a drink of water. Just got to get my mind in check. Sometimes my mind's going one direction, my mouth is going another. What's that? Flashing railroad sign. Is that just lights or is it a change bank? No, just lights. Yeah, it's just a frame and the two lights and the crossbuck sign. Yeah, the Blue Jay will be missed. Blue Jay's been on a lot of missions, provided us with some fantastic footage. Drone lessons, unfortunately not, but I learned how to fly myself. YouTube is definitely a great help. There are a lot of great tutorials out there to teach you the basics. Drones are not necessarily hard to fly. It's just more about common sense, knowing your orientation. I learned on a non-GPS drone, which is almost like a little toy helicopter, but it's a drone. So the drone I learned on didn't hover. It didn't have return to home. It didn't have any sensors. And you are fully responsible for its flying. So it's good to learn on that because when you go to a GPS drone, it's like going from like a go-kart to a Cadillac. You know, it's just a world of difference. Want one for your fire department, for photography. Yeah, they are great tools. Now this drone, obviously it is over 250 grams, so it does need to be registered with the FAA. It's only a $5 fee. I believe it covers you for 2 years, which I did myself. And that way you can be kind of held accountable for anything that you should not do. Obviously there are rules you got to follow. You can't fly in no-fly zones. The app pretty much covers most of it though. The app won't even let you take off if you're in a no-fly zone. But you can't fly over crowds of people. You can't fly over national parks, stuff like that. But for general, everyday hobby use, you know, there's a lot of fun that can be had with it. Sparky stopping in. Late night for you, Sparky. Well, Matt, one thing I will say, and not to discredit you, but I can guarantee that if I gave you a non-GPS, non-hovering drone, you'd have an uphill battle. Trust me, it's a world of difference. But having the Mavic Air 2 as your first drone is definitely a smart move. But when you fly like a race drone almost, or a non-GPS drone, you definitely will test your limits as to what you could do. Like I said, my very first drone, I lost within 30 minutes because I got overly confident. I put it up too high, a gust of wind took it, I never saw it again. So I started off in an open field with the next one, learned the basics, because like, you know, when you turn the drone the opposite way, the controls are reversed, you know, stuff like that. But having a GPS drone is a lifesaver. And whoever is departing, have a good night. Thanks for stopping by. Have you ever flown RC planes? I have not. I've flown the little mini helicopters, but that's as close as I've come. Oh yeah, anyone could take off. Landing it, that's a whole other story. Yeah, drones were a game changer. You know, it gives you some aerial shots that you never would be able to get without trying to rent a helicopter or flying in a plane. So whether you're following a train or flying over the roof of an abandoned house or showing you standing at the edge of a cliff, it's a world of difference. I love drones. Good night, Tabby. So we'll stay on for another 5-10 minutes here. Don't really have anything else to discuss. I did share everything I wanted to share with you guys, so hopefully it was informative to pass that along and know what's going on as far as channel-wise with any updates, new products, stuff like that. Schedule this week, very easy. Monday, Wednesday, Friday will be new uploads. I think tomorrow is going to be the Centralia meetup video. That was part 2 from our Pioneer Coal Mine Tunnel tour. We went to Centralia later on in the day. That video is coming out tomorrow. Tuesday, probably be doing a live stream in the evening. It's going to be here at the house, probably outdoors, and it's going to be geared around a new product that I want to share with you guys. So Monday will be Centralia, Tuesday will be a live stream hanging out, checking out a new product, and then Wednesday and Friday will be new uploads as well. And then I got big plans for next week, which I can't share yet. Got to keep those on the DL. Hey, Brett. Charlie Brown with a kite. Have I ever stayed at the Christmas Story House? I've not even been there yet. It's been on my list. Matt MPG was actually there recently. He just put out a video, which was pretty cool. I do know Adam the Woo stayed there. And the cheapest you could stay there for, I think it's like $400 some. That's like in the off-peak times. So it's not a cheap fare, but it would be, something you'll never forget. Yeah, Horseshoe Curve. There are a lot of great. I flew my drone at Horseshoe Curve, but there's actually some really fantastic videos on YouTube of Horseshoe Curve with drones. People following trains around the whole curve. If you ever want to see some cool train footage, just search Horseshoe Curve drone. There's dozens of photos of people flying there, getting some amazing aerial shots. Yeah, you can't fly at Steamtown. That is a national park. You can fly in the outskirts of it, but even then, you probably wouldn't want to press your luck too hard. Christmas things such as what, Justin? We don't really have any Christmas things except just decorated houses. Parade in Scranton, but that's been canceled. Train going over the huge bridge. Oh yeah, the Nicholson Viaduct. That was another great one. I think RJ's releasing a video too of that same bridge that we recently went to show him, and a train came by as well as maintenance away crew working on the bridge. So when he releases that, you'll be able to see even more awesomeness. Eyes hates meatloaf. Be a good piggy. Good night, Lisa. Laura, that's hard to say. I'd probably say the Nicholson Viaduct I just mentioned is one of my favorites because the bridge itself is amazing, and to be able to follow the train across the top of it was the money shot. So that's definitely one that stands out. Oh, Matt. I mean, you might technically be true or correct, but they're going to follow that drone to where it came from, and you're going to definitely have a conversation with somebody. I wouldn't even try it. Train at Nag Gorge, yeah. I'd like to share that video, Bart, but unfortunately that music is copyrighted. So unless I mute the music, I would get hit with copyright claim on my Sunday Night Live. But yeah, that is some great footage as well of Baldwin number 26. Yeah, Slimy, I know you're quoting Randy with the meatloaf thing. Well, RJ, you're not monetized, so it won't even affect you. And if you get the music directly from YouTube, it's completely free there. So, but regarding that, the person actually finally got back to me. They said they're going to be releasing the claim in 1 to 2 days. So fingers crossed that gets taken care of. But if you're not monetized, RJ, don't even worry about it. Before I was monetized, I used everyday music you hear on the radio. So, but YouTube audio library, thousands of songs completely free to use. You'll never get hit with copyright on those. I'm not sure what video that is. If you go to, actually, I'll drop the link for you. Let me do that. Okay, so this link here I'm going to share is a drone video. It was not filmed with the DJI Spark. It was filmed with my DJI Phantom 3, I believe. I can't remember for certain. But this was filmed at Nag Park of Baldwin 26, coming around the bend and stopping at the gorge. So if you want to find or watch a cool video, definitely check it out. Have a good night, Kelly. Cupcakes, my camera gear, everything like that is listed below every video. I have a whole list of links that tells you and shows you all the gear that I use. I've also done a video too. Let me share that video link as well of like a little tutorial I did. So Cupcakes, the link I'm dropping right now is a video I did last year showing all my gear kind of laid out on the table. I give a brief commentary about it, but under every video is links to all my equipment. What I think about human nature, where so many people vandalize abandoned buildings, is something I just will never understand. I was not brought up that way. Not to say I didn't get into trouble as a kid, but I never graffitied things, broke windows, smashed walls, stole items. So it's just almost common. It's like a common thing now, but I'll never understand what goes through people's minds. The reason I make videos is to preserve a location. These people go there to destroy it. So I don't agree with it, but it's never going to stop. The first link was for drone footage of Steamtown's steam locomotive. The second link is for my YouTube gear, camera equipment. Sheila, as I mentioned, you have to register to fly anything over 250 grams. Most drones way over that. You have to register with the FAA. You pay $5. You give them your information. They give you a license number that you have to put on the drone itself. And you have to abide by the FAA rules. Now, if you buy a micro quadcopter that flies indoors, you don't have to register that. If you buy the Mavic Mini or Mini 2, that comes in at 249 grams. You don't have to register that. If you are going to fly commercially to make money with your drone, as far as like being hired to do like contractor work, to basically get paid directly for drone footage, you have to do or get certified for Part 107. You basically have to take the same tests that pilots take to learn about the atmosphere, reading air maps, stuff like that. It's a lot of work to go through to get that license, but it's called Part 107. That is necessary if you're going to do any type of commercial work or to be hired as a contractor for your drone services. But otherwise, as a hobbyist, you just have to pay $5 to register with the FAA. That way, if the drone never crashes or gets lost or was to hurt someone, they know who it belongs to. Never been to Massachusetts. Yeah, sometimes it is gang. Sometimes it's just people who just have nothing better to do. Like, I do think graffiti is acceptable in areas where they do condone it, so to speak. Just for example, Graffiti Highway in Centralia was the perfect spot for people to do graffiti. It's in a contained, small location, and I'd rather see it there in a common place rather than see it in other parts of the town or on buildings or on street signs. Now, when there's graffiti on people's houses, buildings, businesses, roads, street signs, that I don't agree with. But when it's somewhere that's a area that's never going to be used again by the public other than for tourism, Graffiti Highway was an area where I thought, yeah, okay, if we're going to have a place to do it there. But now that that's covered up, people are finding other places like Graffiti Bridge down near off of Shoemakersville. I can't think of the name of the town where Cabela's is. And also even the abandoned turnpike tunnels, they're getting hit with a lot of graffiti too. So there are some talented artists out there. I will say that, but unless it's going to be an area that is specialized to be used only for graffiti, I don't like seeing it in other places. Like at the Forest Hill Cemetery. I showed you those 1800s culverts there. The larger one had graffiti underneath it. So not only are you graffitiing a piece of history, but you're doing it in a cemetery. It's almost like a double wrong, you know. So stuff like that does anger me because it's something that can't really be replicated again. That was built once, you know. It's still standing, still surviving, and it's just showing that you don't have any respect for, you know, people in the past for their craftsmanship. I've never been to Koziars or Koziers, however it's pronounced. I was supposed to go last year. It didn't happen. And I don't see myself going this year. I know you have to go early because it gets super crowded. But the whole, you know, Mr. Corona thing, I don't know how that would work out. I really don't want to walk around with a mask on seeing Christmas lights. So I'll probably have to see that in the future. Have a great night, Marty. Well, guys, I think I'm going to wrap it up here. It's been a different episode tonight. Things were off a little bit with the chat, with me, with my segments on the screen. So, although I did have fun, it didn't go as smooth as planned, but that is the way it goes when you're live. Not everything works out as intended, but nonetheless, we made the best of it. And I am glad to be here with you guys tonight. Don't forget, next Sunday, there will not be a Sunday Night Live episode, but you most likely will see me live on either that Sunday or Monday, because I do have some upcoming plans. But if you do happen to catch us on the replay, thanks for watching as well. Any questions, comments about anything we talked about as far as merchandise, the drone that's for sale, giveaways coming up, stuff like that, all the information can be found down below in the description for contacting me through email and Facebook. And special thanks to the mods for helping out tonight with any questions, link sharing, stuff like that. And more importantly, hope everyone has a great week. Hopefully you make the best of it. And we'll see you back tomorrow night with a brand new video. So, as I always say, thank you so much for watching. Until then, I'll see you in the next video.